Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I've got a really sad reading coming on. Could also be triggering, so spoiler alert, and everything is all allegedly and entertainment purposes only. So on that note, right, so for those who follow me, you may have seen my other reading that I did on Miss Giuffre, or however you pronounce her name, Virginia Roberts, as she was born. And well, without going into a lot of explanation, please pop over there and have a look to see what brings me to this one. Now, just to recap very, very quickly, it looks like Google AI is extremely confused with her being in a bus crash. The bus driver actually said that she was not a passenger in the car. It was a 71-year-old, and it turns out that she was VG's carer, right? A 71-year-old looking after a 41-year-old, right? Okay, so now that has been written down in the police report. When we found out about her passing, the only reason why we found out is because mainstream media picked up, would you believe, People magazine. People magazine actually reported it. It's pretty much like when Markle actually had that myth carriage, right? Allegedly entertainment purposes only. So what's happening is that AI is now picking up all the reports, and when you can have a look on the Australian Google, you will see 9 News, Murdoch is the one next to it, and that's The Guardian as well. It looks like The Guardian, and there's others. Now, what happens is that the narrative gets pushed out, and, well, let's just say the truth gets buried. So, yeah, the bus driver is a reputable bus driver. The speed was not the speed that was being declared, because Australian buses who or school buses who can, or Australian buses are not allowed and are not registered and will not go the speed that she's declaring. So, on saying that, I'm a great believer of seeking the truth, as we all are, and I use the cards because of the reasons why people using paparazzi and, changing the narrative, as I just showed. So, we're only going to cover the last couple of weeks because my previous reading covered all prior to that, and at the time of reading she was still in hospital. She was due to face court allegedly on the 9th of April, and that was, I think it was from the time that my reading dropped, it was probably on the day or the day before. So like I said, it was only a couple of weeks ago. She was a no-show. Now, when you're on a restraining order, it shows good faith to show up, okay? But she was a no-show. However, she was found. She was basically, in her so-called alleged farm. Now, on Australian terminology, that's not a farm by any stretch of the imagination. There's no livestock there. There's what can I say? Definitely looks like a witness protection place, to be perfectly honest. Stuck out in the middle of nowhere. All right. So she was actually found at the local shop getting feed. Now, sure, people could say, well, there you go. She was at the feed shop, right? Yeah, sure, but she had dogs too, right? So, yeah, terminology in Australia is a little bit different to overseas. I have heard people say, I don't believe that, anything can happen with AI, and that wasn't her. Well, I'm pretty sure that was a Daily Mail. What happened is that she was released out of hospital 2 days before, and that was the Charles Gardner, which means that that post that she did was, well, what can I say? I don't even think it's makeup, actually, allegedly. I think it was AI, because in Australia you don't treat victims or anyone in that kind of situation without having things attached to you. So yeah. So she was. There is a video. Like I said, there is a video. For copyright purposes, I don't upload videos anyway, unless they're my own. And she was actually walking across with the car with a guy next to her, possibly one of her stepbrothers, allegedly. And yeah, she basically said "FO," you know. She had the sunglasses on top of her head. There was no bruising, there was no swelling, there was nothing. Again, people have said, not only have they said, show me the video, well, that's makeup kind of thing. Sure, whatever, but I'm sure you would see the swelling. Makeup can't camouflage the swelling if it was as bad as what she portrayed, which also led me down a path, as you would have seen on the previous one. Sadly, as we have it on Anzac Day, like I said, it was announced. So it was only a couple of weeks ago that, she's passed. So I'm actually asking the cards, the investigation deck. What's the circumstances in the final weeks? It was only a couple of weeks since we basically did a report on her. So, tragic. All right. For the record too, it hasn't officially been reported by police because it's been a long weekend, and it's still a long weekend at the time of the reading. All right. 5, heavy burden carried. Aggressive attack. Okay. Cover up or tampering. These cards are on fire. Put in a room or in a place. Think about it differently. Absolutely. All right. Again, allegedly entertainment purposes only, and people, tinfoil hats, whatever, speculation, whatever. She was in witness protection, allegedly. This is what my understanding of. This is the reason why she was there. Of course, she, breached, what do you call it, DV, which is, not a good idea. It also looks like that it was adjourned because she was under negotiations with police, and she had to make a plea on the 11th of June. And of course, that's not going to happen now. That plea, obviously, she's going to fight. She was going to stretch it out. At the end of the day, to breach a RO in WA, it's not good. It's not good. I have a feeling that somewhere down the track between January to now, there possibly was some sort of arrest, and she probably freaked out, rightly so. Okay, so cover up and tampering, because we are talking about the situation of what happened on Anzac Day, which was only Friday Australian time, okay? Friday night, around about 10 p.m, allegedly. We've got an aggressive attack here. We've also got heavy burden carried. This would be in their mental state, obviously, so I'm not saying either way at the moment, but the aggressive attack, it doesn't generally go with, making your own mind up without any triggering words. And okay, so deal organise, a crime of opportunity, unaware of surroundings. Well, what do the cards say here? I mean, that's they're on fire, literally. They're absolutely on fire. It was a crime of opportunity. It was a cover-up, and there will be tampering. The police, allegedly, local police, country police, have said there's no suspicious circumstances. I would believe that. I would definitely believe that. The people that do what they do, allegedly, and I'll probably watch too many movies and too many other shows to see it. They know what they're doing. What kind of deal was organised when she was arrested? I really do think, again, she was in protection. All right, whether she was protected from herself, the family, because she had the DV, right, and family. Yeah, I mean, in Australia, women, unless there is some evidence, some substantial evidence and reports that they are violent, right, don't normally lose their children, allegedly entertainment purposes only, unaware of surroundings. Resilience, slow process. The world ending a situation. Distraction, not as it seems. Person is known. So, there you go. So, to be in the kind of place where she was, I mean, where was the 71 carer, quote unquote? Where was she? Where were these two alleged stepbrothers that she has? I mean, they were there when she was flipping the bird at the photographer, saying F off, allegedly. Person is known. And it would appear that it was a female. She trusted a female. Powerful person involved. Justice law trial. Out of the picture. Oops. Hidden secret, and the high priestess flew out like she went, and there is a connection. The high priestess wanted to be thrown out. That was tarot coming through. So far we've had the world, which is endings, confirmation to say yes. So people who think that people who think that she has been taken away, because of certain reasons, and the cases and the people that she was involved in over the course of time, and I'm not talking about just her immediate family here in Western Australia. I'm talking about, her history. No, sorry. I'm really, really sad to say. There is someone in the morgue under her name. Okay, so she had hidden knowledge. She absolutely had hidden knowledge. This is well, it's nothing that we don't know. But when I said the person is known and the high priestess flew out, okay, the high priestess is also your best friend. So she had someone that was very, very close, and it was a female, and she trusted this person. This person was in contact with a very, very powerful person who is also involved in what happened. And we are talking lead up to what happened on Friday. Okay, we're not talking about previous. We're only talking about the final couple of weeks, basically since she flipped the bird. Okay. Justice. Out of the picture. Hidden, unclear. I doubt very much if any of the police force or even the coroner is going to know what happened. I think they're just going to be looking at the bare basic facts. It's of no benefit whatsoever to them at all with which way they report. Australia is not involved in this. I mean, short of her marrying someone who was an Australian citizen. Australia's got nothing to do with the bigger picture, the larger picture. Nothing whatsoever. So it doesn't matter. I don't think they're going to look into it too much. I think at the end of the day, it looked like she was starting to become a problem. She was starting to bring attention to, herself again. And, at the end of the day, if there's a clear case that, we don't even know how, right? How, literally, again, without triggering words. So, if it's a clear, cut and dry, literally case, then there's not going to be any further investigation. No way. No way. Then Australia and the coroner, they're not going to waste their time. Allegedly. Okay. So yeah, she was taken out on the picture. Whoever was involved, very, very high up in the food chain, very high up in the food chain, and she trusted, there was someone there, she trusted someone she saw as a friend, a confidant. Interesting, huh? Interesting. Okay, so now we've got the Emperor come through. We've got, there is a connection, which was another one, innocent, strength, confrontation, and DV abuse. There you have it. So overall, there's also confirmation because she was going to fight that in court, which is what the last couple of weeks were all about. And yeah, it's she's saying she was innocent. There is evidence of DV, but there is evidence, and there's some sort of confrontation here. When we're talking about the father, we're probably talking about the father of the children, allegedly entertainment purposes only. I don't know this person. I have no idea about this, and it's not for me to say yes or no. But the last of her thoughts were predominantly about her family, about the arguments, about the court case. If she, how she was going to plead, how she was going to fight. Has that got anything to do with why she's not here? It's someone that she trusted at the end of the day. It is someone that she trusted, and it was a female, allegedly entertainment purposes only, that knows the story. Maybe it was a female that actually found, discovered her or something like that. I'm not going to go too much further because it's very, very, very soon. It was only a day at the time of reading. Again, we're still on long weekend from Anzac Day. So, we'll just wait and see what the reports are doing. More than likely, I'll do some follow-up. At this time, I believe she had a horrible reality check that she might be spending some time inside from her DV. Did it come from somewhere high up? Yes. It was a crime of opportunity. Absolutely. So it was kind of like saying, well, look at what happened. There was basically there was an aggressive attack. And on the mental side of things, she wasn't doing too well, but we needed to think of it differently. If I pull more cards, I'll probably have two crimes connected. Sometimes, just sometimes, it's really, really good to wait until something literally hits the fan, which she put in her IG post, before the vultures come in from the past, allegedly entertainment purposes only, predominantly based on her current standing at the time of passing, her current problems with her family. Allegedly, entertainment purposes only. So there. Prayers for her children. I feel so very sorry for them. They are all teenagers, 14-year-old daughter, and a couple of boys as well. There are no winners when this happens, and I really do hope that she's at peace now. Alright, please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.